They had only 8 first downs before that last drive. That's it. Dak couldn't do a damn thing. CeeDee Lamb, non-existent. The run game, non-existent. They steamrolled him. That thing was over. And it was interesting. You kind of got that sense early on, certainly when you saw the stat on the screen that they were held scoreless in the first quarter for the first time since their loss in San Francisco, which was, again, supposed to have been the outlier of the Cowboys season. But now here we are with Dallas going into Buffalo and getting absolutely manhandled by the Bills. And the narrative of the Cowboys season prior to beating Philadelphia was, yeah, but who have they really beaten? And then, of course, after they beat Philadelphia at home to go 7-0 at home and then winning 15 straight at home dating back to last season, it was like, yeah, but who have they really beaten on the road? Having lost at Arizona to the Pastronaut and then at San Francisco in a game that wasn't even as close as 42-10. And then they lost in Philadelphia, and the Cowboys fans rightfully were saying, hey, if we didn't step out of bounds here and we actually had our tight end in the end zone instead of on the 1-inch line, we could have won that game. Well, guess what? They go into Buffalo, and they had an opportunity to show everybody, put their card on the table, saying against the red-hot Buffalo Bills, we're just as hot and even hotter, and we're going to show you. And instead, it was the exact opposite. They got smoked. They got crushed. And next week, they've got to go to Miami, which has their own narrative of, yeah, but who have they really beaten, period. That's for Christmas weekend. But for the moment, the Dallas Cowboys had that golden opportunity to go into a tough place to play against a team that is playing as tough as they've played all year long and say, not today. This is a different Cowboy year, and instead, they didn't even show up. And you got to wonder what's up with that. Especially since Cam is calling Dak a game manager. They couldn't even manage the game. I mean, they didn't even get assistant manager. Couldn't even be assistant crew chief. That was all about James Cook and the Bills defense and Josh Allen just sitting back and saying everybody else. I mean, Josh Allen basically took the night off. Micah Parsons, after the game, left completely mystified. There was one run, I believe it might have been by Ty Johnson, where he came around the left edge and gained another chunk play on I think, a first down converting play, and you could just see him throw his arms up in the air like, I don't know what's going on here. And he still was doing that after the game.
Yeah, honestly, it's just unacceptable at this point. There's no excuse for it. It's mind-boggling. I don't understand it, why we're not playing well and why we're not coming together on the road. It's something that we need to look at and get better because we got to go on the road next week.
Radio audience, the Bills visiting locker room. It doesn't strike me as,
It's a fancy place.
It's like a Maserati there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like a Yugo.
Yeah, that's just like, okay.
Cinder block.
Here's some pieces of metal. Put your crap in there.
Mike, you probably had a Yugo.
There's some wood.
Oh. Rich, the Bills, man, the way they opened up the holes for Cook in that running game, they completely took Micah out of the game.
They took everybody out of the game.
In particular, the way they made Randy's plays, they got him out the way. They opened up. I was very impressed with the way that they just
and what
ran
the Buffalo.
on us.
Hey, brother, let me tell you what the Buffalo Bills are coming for you again. You thought they were out.
I never thought.
Everybody thought they were out. We spent some time here thinking they were out for sure, and I was so tough. I was never out on Allen. I just could never be out on the. He's just, regressed.
He can't be.
Oh, but as for the Bills' chances, they were a 12 seed. They are now a 9 seed. By the way, the Texans with a Stones W on the road in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we'll talk about that later on. And I saw what the Colts looked like personally, and Jake Browning's got the Bengals where they are. And Joe Flacco is having a what do we call a Flaccassance?
Flaccassance.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Flaccassance.
There's a Flaccassance going on right now. Yeah. I totally get it, but the Buffalo Bills are better than all of them. All of them. okay? And they're better than the Jaguars right now. They've already beaten the Chiefs. And look who they are coming for in the final week of the season, because right now they're 2 games behind the Dolphins. And while the Dolphins host the Dallas Cowboys and then visit the Baltimore Ravens, Josh Allen and the Bills are flying out here to visit Easton Stick.
Maybe.
Or what do you got?
Chargers signed Will Greer off the Patriots practice squad.
Good enough for their now interim head coached team. Coach Giff, I believe. It's not Jiff.
Is it Jiff? Or
No, it's Giff.
Giff.
Coach Giff and the Chargers. And then after that, the Patriots visit Western New York. And if there's any team that wants to completely disintegrate another, it's the Bills of the Patriots and Bailey Zappi. And so that's all the Bills need, is for Miami to lose against the Cowboys or the Ravens. That's it. And they take care of business against Easton Stick, Giff, Coach Giff, and Bailey Zappi. And they will have an opportunity to go into Miami in Week 18 and win the division and put a home game in the spot where they just steamrolled Dallas. That's coming, folks. That is absolutely beyond possible. It's actually likely. How does that sound? And then, let's just say this. Let's say the Dolphins beat the Cowboys, right?
Very possible.
Okay. And then the Ravens lose to San Francisco, right? Or the Cowboys beat the Dolphins, right? And the Ravens lose to San Francisco, and then the Dolphins go into Baltimore and beat Baltimore. So the Baltimore Ravens lose 2 in a row. The Bills have a shot at the 1 seed, folks, as we're sitting here. So forget about them being so deep in the sniffing it category right now and so deep down and have been around the 11 seed and 12 seed and 10 seed. They can be the 1 seed 1,000,000% right now. Now, the Ravens are playing terrific football. I'm just pointing out the facts. And the Cowboys, 1 seed is history. The Niners are the best team in the NFC, period. The 1 seed is gone. That thing is gone, I believe. Because they got to be 2 better than the Niners, and they're now 1 worse than them. Gone. And you just better hope that the Seahawks show up tonight and face either a un-Jordan-like fluish Jalen Hurts or Marcus Mariota, because I think the NFC East is gone too, because the Eagles have the Giants twice and the Cardinals left.
Yeah.
And the Eagles should win all 3 of those games, Tommy Cutlets aside.
Should. Wow. Look,
I know that pumpkin
Cutlets have spoiled.
So the Saints took care of that business, and we'll talk Rams and Saints later on. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.